Picture this: Roger Taylor, the flamboyant drummer of Queen, standing on stage with the spotlight gleaming off his golden hair, exuding charisma and charm. To fans, he's the epitome of rock stardom. But behind the scenes, his life has been a maelstrom of clashes, controversies, and personal struggles that have painted a far more complex portrait of the man behind the drums. And today, with revelations from John Deacon resurfacing old wounds, we uncover the many conflicts that have shaped Taylor's life at 2014, both within Queen and far beyond. From the earliest days of Queen, Roger Taylor and John Deacon seemed destined to clash. Their personalities were polar opposites. Taylor was fiery, outspoken, and impulsive, while Deacon was quiet, methodical, and introverted. These differences often led to friction, particularly in the studio. One of their most notable conflicts occurred during the recording of The Game in 1980. Deacon, whose funk-inspired track Another One Bites the Dust became a global hit, clashed with Taylor over the song's direction. Taylor, more rooted in classic rock, found the track too experimental and reportedly pushed back hard against its inclusion. The tension between them escalated during the album's production, with their creative differences boiling over into heated arguments. The tension only worsened during Queen's Magic Tour in 1986. Deacon, who had grown weary of the constant touring and the pressures of fame, found Taylor's hard-partying lifestyle and dominant presence grating. Taylor, on the other hand, viewed Deacon's growing distance as a lack of commitment to the band. By the tour's end, their relationship had grown cold and distant, a rift that would persist into the years following Freddie Mercury's death. Taylor's conflicts weren't limited to Deacon. His dynamic with Brian May, Queen's cerebral and meticulous guitarist, was another source of friction. While they respected each other's talents, their creative approaches often clashed. May's perfectionism and Taylor's impulsive style frequently collided during recording sessions. One of their most infamous disputes centered around Taylor's track I'm in Love with My Car, which he insisted be included as the B-side to Bohemian Rhapsody. May reportedly viewed the song as self-indulgent and argued against its inclusion, sparking a heated debate. Taylor, however, refused to back down, demonstrating the stubbornness that became a hallmark of his personality. Over the years, these creative differences created an undercurrent of tension. Taylor often felt overshadowed by May's dominant role in shaping Queen's sound, while May grew frustrated with Taylor's impulsiveness and fiery temper. Think of the late 1970s, when punk rock was taking the world by storm. Bands like the Sex Pistols openly mocked the grandiosity of established rock acts, and Queen became a prime target. Sid Vicious famously confronted Freddie Mercury during a studio encounter, but Roger Taylor's disdain for the punk movement ran just as deep. Taylor dismissed punk as a cheap fad and openly criticized its lack of technical skill. This stance put him at odds with figures like Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious, who saw Queen as emblematic of the bloated excesses they despised. Taylor's fiery personality didn't help matters, as he lashed out in interviews, further fueling the animosity between Queen and the punk rock world. While Queen's performance at Live Aid in 1985 is often hailed as one of the greatest in rock history, the lead-up to the event wasn't without drama. Taylor reportedly clashed with Bob Geldof, the organizer of the event, over the band's initial hesitance to participate. Geldof, known for his no-nonsense attitude, was frustrated by Queen's reluctance and pushed hard to secure their involvement. Taylor, never one to shy away from confrontation, found Geldof's approach aggressive and unnecessary. While Queen ultimately delivered a legendary performance, the tensions between Taylor and Geldof left a lingering bitterness behind the scenes. Roger Taylor's relationship with music critics was combative, to say the least. Critics often derided Queen's theatrical style and accused the band of prioritizing spectacle over substance. Taylor took these critiques personally and didn't hesitate to fire back. When Hot Space 1982 received scathing reviews for its departure from Queen's traditional rock sound, Taylor publicly defended the album and accused critics of lacking vision. His sharp tongue alienated many in the media, further cementing his reputation as a difficult figure. Taylor's battles weren't limited to music critics. The tabloid press often sensationalized his personal life, painting him as a volatile and indulgent rock star. Stories of infidelity and romantic turmoil were splashed across headlines, much to Taylor's frustration. He frequently accused tabloids of exaggeration and outright fabrication, but the damage to his public image was often done. Away from the electrifying glow of the stage lights, Roger Taylor's personal life unraveled in a series of dizzying highs and devastating lows, each chapter more dramatic than the last. His long-term relationship with Dominique Bayrand, the poised and fiercely loyal mother of his two eldest children, began as a love story worthy of the big screen. Until it wasn't. For years they seemed like the picture-perfect couple. But behind closed doors, the reality was far more complicated. Whispers of infidelity began to surface, staining their relationship with a kind of tension that only a rock star's chaotic lifestyle could bring. Taylor's relentless touring schedule left him teetering on the edge of burnout, and the cracks in his personal life widened with each passing day. The once close-knit bond with Dominique started to fracture, their shared laughter replaced by heated exchanges and silences that spoke volumes. As their relationship dissolved, Taylor found himself at the center of a media storm. Speculation about the reasons behind their breakup ran rampant, with tabloids feeding on every rumor and innuendo. Dominique, often painted as the stoic partner left in the shadow of Taylor's fame, faced the heartbreak of watching their family unit splinter under the weight of his rock and roll excess. Despite their split, she remained a pivotal figure in his life, but the emotional toll was undeniable. Then came Deborah Lang, a statuesque model whose striking beauty and enigmatic charm seemed to pull Taylor into a whirlwind romance. At first glance, their relationship had all the makings of a fairy tale: glamorous appearances, dazzling chemistry, and a shared passion for the finer things in life. Yet beneath the glittering surface, trouble brewed. The couple's fiery arguments became legendary among their inner circle, with friends describing their dynamic as equal parts passion and volatility. Their love, intense and consuming, often felt more like a battle of wills than a partnership. Reports of extramarital affairs and public spats painted a portrait of a marriage under siege, leaving Taylor juggling the dual roles of a devoted father and a global rock icon. His absences from home grew longer, the demands of fame pulling him further from the stability his family desperately craved. The strain proved insurmountable at times, leading to stretches of estrangement that weighed heavily on Taylor's conscience. Friends and bandmates noted the toll it took on him, the guilt of being unable to reconcile his personal life with the relentless pull of his career. Taylor's family struggles mirrored the larger-than-life drama of his music career. Intense, unpredictable, and marked by moments of heartbreaking vulnerability. In the end, his romantic relationships became as tempestuous as the anthems he sang on stage, each a reminder of the high price of living life in the spotlight. Roger Taylor's life is a symphony of contradictions, each note striking a balance between brilliance and chaos. On the surface, he was the quintessential rock star, an extraordinary drummer, a masterful songwriter, and an indomitable driving force behind Queen's meteoric rise to global stardom. Yet, behind the accolades and sold-out stadiums was a man whose fiery temper and unyielding ambition often set the stage for intense conflicts. Taylor was as fearless in his personal convictions as he was with his thunderous drum solos, a combination that made him both revered and contentious. His clashes with John Deacon and Brian May were the stuff of rock legend, each disagreement brimming with creative tension that bordered on volcanic. Deacon's quiet pragmatism and May's meticulous perfectionism often collided with Taylor's impulsive energy, sparking moments of both genius and discord. Arguments about the band's musical direction could ignite with the ferocity of a pyrotechnic finale, leaving bandmates and onlookers stunned by the sheer force of his personality. Yet these fiery debates often birthed some of Queen's most iconic tracks, proving that out of chaos came brilliance. Taylor's battles didn't stop within the confines of the band. His infamous sparring with Sid Vicious, the anarchic bassist of the Sex Pistols, was a spectacle of clashing egos. Taylor, with his sharp wit and searing disdain for punk rock's anti-establishment bravado, took delight in cutting Vicious down to size. Their verbal exchanges were equal parts entertaining and brutal, a reminder of Taylor's unfiltered confidence and refusal to back down, even in the face of punk's rebellion. But perhaps nothing showcased Taylor's resilience more than his public battles with Bob Geldof, the relentless critic who once derided Queen for performing in apartheid-era South Africa. Geldof's accusations cast a shadow over Taylor's reputation, leading to heated exchanges and a storm of media scrutiny. For Taylor, the fight was deeply personal. He defended his choices with the same fervor that fueled his music, proving that he was never one to shy away from controversy. Critics and the tabloid press were equally relentless, often painting Taylor as the arrogant rock star who thrived on excess and drama. Headlines detailing his fiery personality and turbulent personal life became a staple of the gossip columns, but Taylor seemed almost impervious to the noise. His unapologetic attitude only added fuel to the fire, reinforcing his image as both a hero and a villain in the court of public opinion. Yet for all the conflict, there were moments of profound vulnerability that revealed the man behind the myth. The relentless pursuit of perfection, the pressure to maintain success, and the weight of personal failures painted a portrait of someone grappling with the highs and lows of fame. His life behind the drums wasn't just about triumphs. It was a relentless balancing act, a drama that unfolded as unpredictably as the music he created. In the end, Roger Taylor's legacy defies easy categorization. He remains an icon of rock history, a man whose flaws were as captivating as his virtues. His story is a testament to the intoxicating power of fame and the enduring allure of a rebel who refused to be tamed. Flawed, fascinating, and unforgettable, Taylor's life is the ultimate rock and roll odyssey, as complex and riveting as the anthems that made him a legend.